Good morning, my Yarnie friends. Yes, we are alive and kicking. Well, welcome to the live podcast, Coffee and Crochet with Sara. I should say Sara and friends and family. Well, I know a lot of you are talking about the tornadoes that we had in the Mustang, Yukon, Oklahoma City area. And I'll have to tell you, it was quite intense for a while. Not too bad. My son-in-law, Shelby, he is kind of a volunteer storm chaser. So he kept us informed of what was going on. Of course, we had the TV on. And the one tornado got to be about 1.5 miles away from us. And there is some damage. There's some damage in Oklahoma City. The college that my daughter and son both attended, Heartland Baptist Bible College, got hit with just some electrical lines down, and there are still some people in Oklahoma City without electricity. We had some flickering, but we have a whole house generator, and so if our electricity goes off, it'll come back on in about 30 minutes with our generator. So, but yeah, the rain was raining sideways, and wind was so loud. But you know what? We're great. The only thing that happened was I have this big composter that I bought when we were still in Parker, Colorado. And I told my husband, I said, I just bought that. It's brand new. I'm bringing it with me. And it got blown over into the house next door. Nobody lives there yet. It's a brand new house. Nobody's moved in yet. But me, the puppies, my hubby, both my kids' families and grandkids all live Mustang, Yukon area. And we are all A-okay. The Lord took great care of us that night, even though it was quite scary. I think Rosie was the most scared, you know, my little red chihuahua, because she was like crawling up into my neck and, you know. And then, of course, the tornado sirens go off and you're like, oh, man. But the truth is, I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I lived through the big, huge tornado. Was it 1976, 1977? In that area where tons of Tulsa was destroyed. Our church that we attended when we were growing up got flattened and everything. So, you know, not that I'm not afraid of tornadoes. I just know what to do, you know. And, of course, we have a safe thing in here in our house. We can get in our closet and we'll be fine. So, yeah, tornadoes are scary. But if you know what to do, you know, and unless it just comes right down on you, you'll be okay. You know, you just have to know what to do. I just sort of forgot about the crazy weather because yesterday, okay, this was Sunday night. We had those crazy tornadoes. Yesterday was an absolutely gorgeous day with beautiful blue skies, and it was like 69 to 72 degrees in this area. It was absolutely gorgeous, and it's supposed to be that way today as well. So I forgot that what they say about Oklahoma weather. If you don't like it, just wait a minute. Anyway, let's move right along. My voice is tired today, so I'll probably be clearing it a lot. And I've got good old black coffee today because I have to go do blood work today, and I'm not allowed to have sugar or creamer before my blood work. So I might be feeling a little bit hangry too because I didn't get to eat breakfast. So let's clinkety clink clink clinkin'. Well, I have a ton of things to talk about today. My table again is full. A lot of things I want to do some recaps on, and then some new products and some new things. And I have a list here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that I want to talk about. All right. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. The first thing I wanted to talk to you about is last week I did a video on Ollies. And what we're doing with that is I'm visiting some stores that carry yarn. They may not be craft stores. You know, there are lots of stores that carry yarn that don't, yarn and craft supplies, I should say, that aren't exactly yarn stores. And I mentioned in the video, I was really disappointed because when I used to come and visit here and visit my daughter, we would go to some local yarn stores. and all those stores are closed. And it's just so sad to me. There were several that were just really cool. One of them taught yarn and crochet classes, and I bought yarn from there that was just absolutely stunningly gorgeous. But those places are closed. And so what I'm doing is I'm just trying to find some places, might be big box store, might not be, like Ollie's is a discount store. And so I'm going to be just doing a series called Where is Sara, or Where is Sara today, or Where is Sara this week, because it may depend on what I'm doing that day, you know. But I just want to get you informed on where you can get some yarn, in my opinion, of the places where you can find it, okay? And that's what that's all about. And if you look in the playlist on YouTube, you will see that there's a thing that says, Where is Sara? That's what these are. And we're not going to stop doing the this and that questions. We're just probably going to go interspersed and go back and forth with them, because I really do like the questions and they're a lot of fun. I've learned a lot from you all. So I want to keep doing that as well. Okay? So I just to spice it up and just have some fun. One thing I do want to discuss with you, I'm going to bring up a picture here on my iPad. I've had a lot of people say they cannot find the live video on YouTube that we do every week. All right, I'm going to go to my other camera. There's going to be some other stuff down here, but I'm going to show you my iPad. So if you want to find the live video, remember this, I try to do this every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. You'll need to look up in your time zone when 10:30 a.m. Central Time is. All right, this is a picture of my YouTube. There's me, okay? If you want to find and be notified of our live videos, see that right there that says live? You can click on that, because up at the top here, these are things you can click on. And like videos, shorts. I don't have too many short videos. I'm not really into that. All my playlists. But you can click on that says live, and it'll take you to this page. And this is just all the live videos that I have done. Now you'll notice on this one, I'm going to see if I can bring that up a little. Oh, it's not letting me. Okay, never mind. Down here, this one, this says recently uploaded. This means that this one is the one we're going to have today. I took this picture this morning so you could see what it looked like. And see down here where that red arrow is? I added that red arrow. It won't be there. But it says notify me. And all you have to do is click that. And every time I have a live video, it will notify you. All right? So go to my YouTube channel, Sara Sach. Click that live tab. And then click that tab that says notify. And then YouTube will notify you when a live video has started. They're doing a lot of changing, and because YouTube's getting so huge, you know, and everything. And so if you want to, and of course, you need to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You need to comment on YouTube videos. You need to like the videos. The more interaction that you have, you're telling YouTube you do want to see the videos, okay? And if you want to see the live one, like I said, click that tab under the one that's showing there. And that's the pre-video picture. And it'll say notify me, and then it will notify you when the live video begins. All right, I wanted to go through that with you because it didn't used to be that way. You could just hit, subscribe and like, and it'd notify you. But it's just gotten I don't know how all the algorithms work and all that. I am not techie at all. But I learned this the other day from somebody else who were having the same issues. And so I saw her talk about this, and I'm like, I need to show you this, because if you want to be notified, we want to be notified, right? And so that will help you be notified. All right, so that was the next thing I wanted to talk about. The other thing I wanted to talk about is, remember last week I showed you the Pioneer Woman kit that you could get, and the only place that I have seen this myself is at the Pioneer Woman's Mercantile and on her webpage. I haven't seen this at Walmart or anywhere else. And it's a kit. I showed you it comes with 2 skeins of yarn. Comes with the printed tea towel, so you can make 2 of them. It's real long, and you cut it in half. It gives you the crochet hook, 4.5 millimeter, a sewing needle, 2 buttons, a spool of thread, and the instructions booklet. And I'm going to show you mine. I made one. You can see the towel's really long. And if you look at it real close, you'll see that mine is different. Okay, and there's a reason for that. The yarn is perfect and beautiful. The towel is perfect and beautiful. The buttons are perfect and beautiful. Everything is perfect and beautiful except the instructions. So I did want to warn you about the instructions. I'm not going to show it to you, but in the kit, you get the instructions for how to make the towel and the flower. I'm going to tell you, nothing against Pioneer Woman, because I love her stuff. I'm wearing her shirt. This is a Pioneer Woman shirt that I got at Walmart. Nothing against her stuff, but if you buy this kit, I don't recommend using the pattern that comes with it because it doesn't make any sense. Starting with the very first line of both patterns, it doesn't make sense. And I hope, I talked to my husband about this. I don't want to come off as a know-it-all and send her a message and say anything about it. But I also want her to understand that the pattern doesn't make sense. And so I'm probably going to be sending her an email and just maybe explaining what it should say and for it to make sense to make the pattern, okay? If you've purchased this kit, I just dropped a flower on the floor. If you have purchased this kit, I suggest using a different pattern for the top. Okay, that's just my opinion. And again, y'all know I love Pioneer Woman stuff. I have tons of it in my house and kitchen. I wear her tops. They're beautiful. But you also have to understand that she's not a crafter. And someone probably wrote that for her. And she doesn't really understand because she doesn't crochet. Okay? So don't take it out on her, because I'm sure it's not her fault. And I could not find anywhere on here where it says who actually wrote the pattern, or I would have contacted them myself in a very kind and gracious way, because I would never come across as rude or unkind. I mean, the pack is $14. It's well worth that for everything you get in it. I'm just going to suggest you don't use that pattern, and I am be thinking about me because I do want to be gracious and kind, but I also want to contact them, let them know that the actual written pattern does not work. Okay? Just an FYI, I did use a similar style of what they did. I made the pattern work, basically. The little butterfly button's adorable. And I used my own, I used my own triple layer flower that we used that I showed you this last week. Okay? Okay, so she says she couldn't get onto the Mercantile. The thing about the Mercantile right now is they're doing a what do you call that? They're redoing everything. They bought more property in the downtown area. They're readjusting, reorganizing everything. So, but the Mercantile online, go to pioneerwoman.com, not the mercantile.com, because the Mercantile is in flux. They're changing it, uplifting it. I don't know what you call that. Remodel. There we go. They're remodeling the whole thing because they have a restaurant, a coffee shop, a bakery. They have the Mercantile you can shop at. I mean, it's just amazing. And the Mercantile itself is, as far as online ordering, is not right now because of all the remodel. But you can go to pioneerwoman.com, okay? But anyway, the Mercantile is open if you go there. Everything's open. We ate at the restaurant. I got coffee at the coffee counter. I mean, it's all open. But it's just in flux because they're remodeling. I could not believe I could not remember the word remodel. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up on that. And also, I'm going to see if I can work with them about it and make it so that it makes sense. Okay? Anyway, I wanted you to know about that. All right, let me check my list here. The other thing I wanted to mention is, and I'm going to grab my iPad again because I'm going to bring another thing up, is our group online. Okay, so we have a Facebook group online. And I'm doing this with my iPad just because it makes it easier to locate things. Okay, so I'm bringing this up. Let me go to my group. Where did it go? All right. Come on, iPad. Wake up. It went to sleep. Okay. So, let me get over here to the other camera. So this is what it looks like when I'm on here. And this is like this because I'm the admin. So I'm just going to cover that. I knew it was going to happen. Hang on a second. Let me click back over here. I'm going to try it another way because I didn't like the way that looked. And I'm wanting you to see this because a lot of people have been joining. And I want them to understand you do have to answer the questions. It's very important that you do. And the reason is because of spam. We get a ton of spam every day in our group. And it's so frustrating. And so we've set it up. So anybody who loves to crochet, anybody who loves yarn. It's not coming up. There we go. All right, let's try this again. And it has to answer 3 questions. It's important because I want to keep spammers. Or we don't want people in there trying to sell you stuff. We don't want people in there trying to get you to click on weird stuff. Okay? If there's a link in our group, it goes to my blog or somebody else's blog that we're promoting so you can get a free pattern off of that blog. All right? So here, this is the group. I've got a little bit of shine on there. I was trying to fix that. Coffee and Crochet with Sara. That's what I was trying to do earlier. This is the group picture. If you go to another group that says Coffee and Crochet with Sara, that's not our group. Someone tried to start one after I changed our name, okay, and that's not us. It's got my picture in the top. Then you'll know it's me. I'm hiding behind one of our bags, okay? And when you want to join our group is all about fun. It's all about crochet. It's all about encouragement, kindness. If anybody ever posts anything that's inappropriate or unkind, let us know. Right, Tammy. We don't want any sick men or women, for that matter, in our group. Everybody is about encouraging each other. We're a family. And I love that a couple weeks ago, Kimberly. Sorry, Kimberly. You made that term that our YouTube channel is a family, and so is our group. We're a bunch of crocheters, man, woman, boy, or girl. It doesn't matter. If you love yarn and you love crochet, we let you in our group. But you must answer the 3 questions. When you click that you want to join, it'll give 3 questions, and you just roll down, and you say, it'll say, do you like crochet? Do you like yarn? And I think it says, do you like pets? I can't remember. Anyway, this is what the group looks like. If you go to the other group that someone tried to start that looks like me, there we go. It doesn't have this picture. This is the picture. Okay? There, I'm looking at you. Ever since we had those weird scammer things on YouTube where they were saying, click this, you've won. They called them bots, I guess. They were fake spammers. They weren't even real people or anything. They just go in and they scam, trying to get you to click on stuff to get your information. Never click on those, okay? The only time there'll be something to click on in our group on Facebook is if it's a pattern that will send you, it's a link. We do not allow any pattern sharing. We do allow link sharing. And what that means is we have a we have a crochet link blast almost every morning, not Sundays usually. Sometimes Rita takes care of it, like she takes care of it today. And it won't always be first thing in the morning. It can be in the afternoon. It can be different times. And there's usually a theme. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. Just fun stuff. And what it is I try, and so does Rita, to post links to patterns that are free for you to look at and to learn to crochet with. And anytime there's something new, we try to put it out there for you all. Because we all love to crochet. We want to know when things are out there, when there are new things, okay? When I do a crochet video, I always post it to the group so you can find the video easily. Okay. But, you know, you can always go to my YouTube channel as well for all the new stuff because it's going to be there as well. Okay. But I'm so sick of, and I hate to use unkind terms, but I just really HATE spammers. And I don't like it at all when they affect my people. You know what I'm saying? When they affect you all, when they affect our group, it makes me really angry, and I'm not an angry person, but I'm done with it, you know? And so we're going to keep the group, all crocheters, yarn lovers, pet lovers, you know, all of us that love to crochet, and we want to keep it kind and thoughtful and encouraging. And there's tons of people who do that, like Kimberly. She keeps things the same way. If she sees anything she doesn't think is right or bothers her a little bit, she'll text me. And there have been times that it hasn't been anything wrong, but just in case. And I appreciate that. And if the same thing, if you see someone being unkind, just tag me in the comments and it'll let me know. You can also tag Rita or Kimberly. They'll let me know as well, because we don't want anything unkind, anything rude or inappropriate in our group. We want to keep it fun and happy and crochet. Okay, so and that's really important to me, and that's why I wanted to bring it up today. All right, so seriousness is over. Let's find out what we did this week at Posh Pooch Designs. The first thing I want to talk about is I'm looking the wrong direction. Is our beautiful ombre striped wrap. I love this wrap. I like rectangle wraps better than triangle wraps, even though I like those as well. And this is so pretty. And the thing about this pattern, it's called the Ombre Striped Wrap Shawl. There's a lot of neat things to it that you can learn. In other words, you can learn how to stitch in rows. It's all double crochets and chain one spaces. There's no fancy stitches in it. You can learn how to use ombre yarns and how they just flow. And you can see how it flows from some of the lighter colors to some of the darker colors differently on the purple and the green. All right. Now, the other thing you can learn is it's a really neat way to start getting an understanding of how fillet crochet works. And it's just basically double crochets and chain one spaces, and sometimes you stitch in the chain one space in order to form the shapes. And it kind of, I wasn't really going for squares, but I wanted it to be a little bit easy to see so that you can kind of get an understanding of how fillet works. All right, the other thing you can learn on this is how to stitch on the edge of something where you have a bunch of yarns that you clipped, because this is a 6-row repeat, and so we changed colors every 6 rows. A lot of times when I'm changing colors, I'll carry my yarn, but because this was a 6-row repeat, which I think each of the 6-row repeat measured 4 inches. I'm not exactly sure because I'm not looking right at the pattern, but it was just too far to carry your yarn. And so you change colors every 6 rows. And I also show you what I do when I stitch over it and then come back in and use my needle and weave it in securely. So there's a lot of fun things that you can learn on this pattern, but also it's not really a beginner pattern, but it is an easy pattern. And anybody who wants to make a shawl, has never made one before and wants to learn, this is a great one for that. But if you're an experienced crocheter, it's good for you too, because I really enjoyed making it. The idea was that I have a lot of ombre yarns, and I wanted to see how I could work some of those colors together. And this is apple green, and that's what this is here. This is what we made it with. This is not apple green. This is one called anthracite. But this is the way the yarns looked. And I had apple green and that dark purple. I think they called it just purple ombre. And they were sitting next to each other back, it was on this side, back here on the shelf. And I thought, those two colors look beautiful together. Because, see, I think this one would look really good with, like, the bright pink one. Wouldn't that be pretty with the dark and the light pink? With this dark and light gray and black. So, you don't have to do it in ombre colors. You don't even have to do it in these colors. Any medium weight number 4 will work. But I thought it was a perfect spring shawl. I made the comment in the video, and then it'll be ready for me to wear it. And then I thought, I I guess I better get my Easter outfit in purples and greens because I really love this shawl. And I love having a shawl. I like to take it with me to church because, or even restaurants in some places, like you go to someone's house and you go in and their house is at like Arctic blast. It might be 100 degrees outside, but it doesn't need to be 48 inside the house, okay? But it's okay if they like that. And so take your shawl with you and then you can just wrap it over your shoulders if you get chilly. So anyway, Jennifer says she's using this color. I bought this without anything in mind, but I absolutely love it. And I had an idea that I was going to make a men's scarf with it because I think there's enough on here because it's 10. Let's see. I think it's 10 and a half ounces. Let's look at this. I have lost the thingy. Oh, there it is. It's 10 ounces and 482 yards. So I don't know if there's enough to make a complete hat and scarf, but I think it would be a beautiful scarf. Okay, that's what we did yesterday. And I think if you'll kind of see I'm trying to get back into that groove after having so many dentist and doctor's appointments that were messing up with my groove. So Monday usually is going to be the bigger pattern, YouTube channel pattern. Tuesday, of course, our live video. Wednesday is when I'm doing my Where's Sara or this and that, depending on what we did this week. And then Thursday is my grandchild day, of course, when I have my kiddos. And sometimes I have my kiddos on Fridays. And so what I do is if I'm going to have the kids on Friday, I'll go ahead and do my video on Thursday, and then I'll schedule it for Friday. Because Friday is Friday Fun Day. And this is what we did last week for Friday Fun Day. I dropped my flowers. Just a second. I knocked them off when I put that Pioneer Woman box there. Aren't these cute? These are a 3-layer flower. And I made them with our Scrap Happy hats in mind. This is our bucket hat. And I added that flower. Isn't that gorgeous? Here's one over here. This is the one we made together, I believe. I can't remember. I love both of them. I'm going to have to make another one because my grandgirls like these. The neat thing about this hat is we stitched it loose. It's very stretchy and comfortable to wear. And I had some questions about how to make the band of the hat flare more so it would be more of just like a summer hat. Okay, so you can add more increases in your first row of double crochet here where you started your flare for your hat. And then you can add an extra row or two of your double crochet row here, and that will make the hat longer. And then you can just add your single crochet row. But a bucket hat doesn't usually have a really big brim, and so I didn't do it on this one, but it's super easy to add more increases on your first row, because on the first row here we're doing, let's see, I'm going to take a look at this. I don't have the pattern with me, but what we're doing on the first row is 2 double crochets in one and then 1 in the next 2 is what it looks like that we did. But what you can do is you can do 1 and 2 instead of 2 and 2. In other words, do 2 double crochets in one and 1 in the next, 2 in the next and 1 in the next, and that will make it flare even more. All right? And then once you do that row, you can just do your double crochet row, and then of course if you want it longer, do another row or 2 of your double crochet before you add your 2 rows of single for the extra trim. All right? It's a super simple pattern, all done in double crochets. We've got 1 row here of our front post, and that just gives it that top, kind of the flat part so that it looks like the bucket hat. But when you put it on, it doesn't stay flat. Well, unless you wear a ponytail up high on your head like I do sometimes, and then it goes flat. But anyway, I wanted to do the flower. I call this the Scrap Happy 3-layer flower. And it turns out really cute. It's really easy. The main thing is learning where to put those chain loops on the back so you have places to put your petals. And I did, yes, it is very bright. I did decided that I wanted to use really bright colors, and so I stayed with bright colors. But the truth is, this would be so pretty in just an ombre, or blues and browns, to make it a little more earthy. I mean, you could, whatever colors you've got in your yarn stash will work just fine. I made a bunch more flowers, and if you watch that video, I mean, you can even make them in a solid, And these are great like for adding to your blouse. I mean, this one would look really pretty with the colors that are on this blouse. Move that. There we go. Let's see. There's the rose. Wouldn't that be pretty? Dress it up. Add it to your cardigans or sweaters. Add it to scarves, more different kinds of hats. I mean, you can do just about anything with this flower. So anyway, it's just a really fun flower, really easy. And it just makes a nice 3D look. And only thing to remember is when you're done, it usually kind of pokes like this on the back because you're stitching in those loops. You just push it forward and then pull in that front, and it looks just like that. It's super cute. It's not intended really to be a rose, but I think it kind of resembles a rose. So, I mean, it's super pretty, super fun, and easy to make. Let me show you over here real quick so you can get a close-up look. Aren't those pretty? This is the one we did together. I used that speckledy yarn. I just love it. So cute. And you can see, like, this one is a little more basic colors. These are brights. You know, I should cut, like, colors from the crayon box. Just really, you know, bright, regular colors. And even if you're going to put this on, say, a Scrap Happy hat, you can still do a solid color. I mean, it's up to you. And another thing to remember is that Scrap Happy hat, the bucket hat, it's great for the guys and the girls. It's not meant to be just for the ladies. It's for anybody. I mean, it would be super fun to make them for the kids in your family and ask them, what's your favorite colors? And then get those colors together and make them a hat in their favorite colors. And then go do your vacation together. You know, take them to Disneyland. Although at this point in my life, I do not like crowds anymore. I'm such a homebody. All right, I have one more thing I wanted to show you. You know how I love wooden buttons, and I have been looking and looking for some wooden buttons that I really like. And I have not found any that I really like. I really loved those butterfly buttons that were in that kit from the Pioneer Woman. Okay, so I was in Walmart, and I love the Pioneer Woman curtains. And so I think I have one window in my kitchen that I have my coffee curtains up. They're like little coffee cups and stuff. And they're just not bright enough. They're pretty, but I've had them for like 15 years. I just brighten them up and keep using them in every house that we've lived in. They were in my Tulsa house. We lived in 2 different houses in Parker, both those houses. And now they're in this house here in Yukon, actually. They're just not bright enough, and so I want to use the American Girl fabric to either make some American Girl. Okay, let's start this over. Take 2. Pioneer Woman, not American Girl. Oh, my brain. Okay, anyway, I want to use her curtains if I can find them, and it's the ones that have the big roses, and I can't remember the name of it. They're just beautiful. Well, I keep looking online. I can't find them. Everybody's out. And so I thought, well, I'll go check Walmart, because I know they have some of her yarn. Okay, I can't talk again. They have some of her fabric, because I got yarn on the brain. And so I can make them, because I can sew. I made tons of curtains in our lives growing, or, you know, as we've been living. I've been married 40 years, so I've made lots of curtains. Anyway, long story short, I found these fabulous buttons that are going to go with that fabric. I'm going to show these to you. This is the buttons. There's 18 wooden buttons. I'm trying to see the size. It's not saying on here. Well, that's not good. Where is my measure? I always say have your measuring tape handy, and I don't have mine handy. It's because it's in something else. These look like they're about 3/4 of an inch, to be honest with you. Not quite an inch. But can you see that they have those flowers on there? This is the one I'm talking about right there, although I really love all the other ones as well. That would have been really cute in the center of one of these flowers, wouldn't it? But I want to use these buttons on the curtains. I want to, where did I get them? Yes, I got these at Walmart. They were on one of those, they call them a sidekick. It's like a little metal thing where they have a few of their buttons hanging. And I saw these, and I just thought, I've got to get these. And they were super cheap, like, I don't know, $4 or something. I think they were $4.99, so that'd be $5. But I'm not really sure because I can't remember. But but they're called Organic Elements. There's 18 buttons. There's a lot of buttons in there. And I just thought they were the neatest thing. I wish, oh, here it is. Yeah, they're 3/4 of an inch. It's right there. They hid it from me. It should be on the front. Anyway, so what I was thinking about doing, because I just want to make toppers, and I like the ones that go like this. So I thought I could just get some of that fabric from Walmart, and then I could add the button with a little, like, I think they're called pinwheel flowers. You make a circle and then you gather in the center and put that button in the center at each place where it goes up like this. Anyway, it's just an idea. I don't know. If they have if I can find the curtains at Walmart in the store, I'll just buy them and maybe add these buttons to it. But I just love these. I've got lots of ideas that I can do with these beautiful wooden buttons. So anyway, well, it's after 11. I try to keep it from 10:30 to 11. I'm a little after 11, but I told you I had so many things I want to discuss with you today. All right, so that's all I've got. I'm going to take a quick sip of my coffee. It's pretty good. It's not the same without my sugar-free creamer. All right, so that's all I've got for you today. And I just want to thank you again for watching my videos and hanging with me, being a part of my crochet family. I just love when Kimberly said that it's a crochet family, because we are. We love crochet, we love yarn, we love laughing. I forgot, I heard a joke today about yarn and I can't remember what it was. Oh, okay, I can't remember. I'll see if I can remember it next week. Of course, y'all know I'm terrible at telling jokes. Anyway, I'm going to let you go on that note. Everybody have a fantastic week.